Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Mrs. English podcast, your cozy, happy place to learn English through real life conversations, natural vocabulary, and gentle motivation. I'm Lily, and I'm very happy you decided to spend some time with us today.
And I'm Tom. It's always a pleasure to have you listening, wherever you are in the world. Maybe you're relaxing at home after work, traveling on a bus, drinking your morning coffee, or taking a peaceful walk outside.
Whatever you are doing, we hope this conversation helps you improve your English in a natural and comfortable way. Today, we have a topic that everyone can connect with because every person has some kind of family story.
That's right. Today, we're going to talk about your family in English using clear, natural conversations that are perfect for B1 to B2 learners. We won't rush through difficult grammar or use very complicated vocabulary. Instead, we want you to enjoy real English while learning naturally.
Remember, you don't need to understand every single word. Just relax, follow the conversation, and let your English grow little by little. But before we jump into today's exciting topic, we have a very special request from our favorite team member. Yes, that's right. If you can hear that purring, it's our studio cat reminding you that if you love learning English with us, now is the perfect time to hit that subscribe button.
She is very serious about it. She's sitting right here on my desk, guarding the mouse until you click subscribe and hit the bell notification. We put so much love into these episodes, and we want to make sure you never miss a day of your English journey. So please, subscribe, join our growing community, and give this video a thumbs up to keep the good energy and the cat treats flowing.
You all are the best. Thank you for the support, everyone. Now, back to our episode. Before we begin the main talk, we'd like to ask you a simple question to think about while you listen. Here it is. Who is the person in your family that makes you smile the most? Maybe it is your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your grandmother, or someone else. Or perhaps it is a cousin, an aunt, or even a family member who lives far away but still feels very close to your heart.
There is no right or wrong answer. Every family is different, and every relationship has its own special story. Families can be big or small. Some people live with many relatives, while others live alone and visit family only on holidays. Some families are very noisy and full of laughter every day. Others are quieter, but they still show love in many different ways.
The important thing is that family means something different to everyone. And today, we'll learn how to talk about those people naturally in English. Lily, when someone asks you about your family, do you find it easy to answer?
Usually, yes, because it's one of the first topics people talk about when they meet someone new.
That's true. Family is a common conversation topic in schools, at work, during travel, and even when making new friends. Many English learners know basic words like mother or brother, but sometimes they don't know how to continue the conversation.
Exactly. They might answer with one short sentence and then stop speaking. So today, we'll practice speaking longer, more naturally, and with more confidence. Let's start with something simple. Lily, can you tell us a little about your family?
Of course. I grew up in a family of 4. I have my parents and one younger brother.
Were you close to your brother when you were children?
Most of the time, yes. Of course, we argued sometimes, especially about small things.
Like what?
Mostly about whose turn it was to wash the dishes or who could watch their favorite television program first.
That sounds very familiar. I think many brothers and sisters have had exactly the same arguments.
Yes, they felt like very important problems when we were children, but now they probably seem funny.
Very funny. Today, we often laugh when we remember those moments.
That's one nice thing about growing older. Many stressful memories become happy stories.
Exactly. Looking back helps you see things differently. In my family, we also had little disagreements, but we always ate dinner together in the evening.
Really? Every evening?
Almost every evening, my parents believed that sharing one meal together every day helped us stay connected.
I like that idea because everyone becomes busy as they grow older.
Yes, school, work, hobbies, and daily responsibilities can make family members spend less time together. That's why small daily habits become very valuable. Even 20 or 30 minutes together can make a big difference. During dinner, what did your family usually talk about?
Almost everything. Someone talked about school, another person talked about work, and sometimes we simply shared funny stories from the day.
That sounds warm and comfortable. It really was. Sometimes nobody had exciting news, but sitting together still felt important. I think many people believe conversations must always be interesting, but ordinary conversations are valuable too.
You're right. Talking about small, everyday moments helps families stay close. For example, someone might simply ask, "How was your day?" Then another person might answer, "It was busy, but something funny happened during lunch." That simple question can begin a meaningful conversation.
Exactly. It shows that someone cares enough to listen. Lily, what family member do you think influenced you the most while you were growing up?
I would probably say my grandmother.
Really? Tell us more about her.
She was a calm person who never seemed to hurry even when everyone else was busy.
That sounds peaceful.
She always made tea before asking any questions, so tea first, conversation second.
Exactly. She believed people talked better when they felt comfortable. That's actually very wise.
She also taught me that family isn't only about giving advice.
What do you mean?
Sometimes the best support is simply sitting beside someone and listening without trying to solve every problem.
I really like that idea. Those quiet moments became some of my favorite childhood memories. It's interesting how we often remember simple moments more clearly than expensive gifts.
Yes, a conversation in the kitchen or a walk together can stay in your memory for many years.
That's because feelings are often stronger than things we buy.
Exactly. Love, kindness, patience, and laughter are difficult to forget. Before we continue, let's explain some useful vocabulary our listeners can use when talking about family. A close family usually means the people you live with, or the relatives you see most often. Extended family includes grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins, nieces, nephews, and other relatives.
When someone says, "We're very close," they usually mean they have a strong relationship and enjoy spending time together. On the other hand, if someone says, "We don't see each other very often," it simply means they meet only occasionally. Both situations are completely normal because every family is different.
Some relatives live in the same city, while others live thousands of miles away. Distance can make visits less frequent, but it doesn't always make relationships weaker. Technology also helps families stay connected through messages and video calls. Today, it's much easier to see someone's face even when they're living in another country.
That's true. And sometimes one short video call can make your whole day feel brighter. Family doesn't always have to be perfect to be meaningful.
Every family has happy moments, difficult moments, funny memories, and challenges. The important thing is learning how to appreciate the good moments while understanding that nobody is perfect.
And that's exactly what we'll continue exploring together.
One thing I find interesting is that every family has its own traditions, even if people don't always realize it.
That's true. Sometimes we think traditions have to be big celebrations, but many traditions are actually very small.
Exactly. A tradition can be something as simple as having breakfast together every Sunday or calling your grandparents every weekend. My family had a tradition of taking a long walk together on Saturday afternoons, whenever the weather was nice.
That sounds lovely. Did you always enjoy those walks?
To be honest, not always. When I was a teenager, I sometimes wanted to stay home instead.
I think many teenagers would understand that feeling.
Yes, but now I look back and realize those walks gave us time to talk without distractions. Sometimes we only appreciate simple family moments after many years have passed.
That's very true. At the time, they seem ordinary, but later they become precious memories. My family had a tradition too. Every birthday, the whole family gathered for dinner, no matter how busy everyone was.
Was it always at the same place?
Usually at my parents' house. My mother enjoyed cooking everyone's favorite dishes, and my father always took too many photos.
Every family has someone who loves taking pictures.
Yes, and at the time, we sometimes complained about posing for another photo.
But now those pictures probably make you smile.
They really do. Looking at old family photos reminds me how quickly time passes.
That's an important lesson. We often think there will always be another chance to spend time together, but life changes. People move, children grow up, jobs become busier, and sometimes family members live in different cities or countries. That's why making time for family can be more valuable than waiting for the perfect moment.
Exactly. Even one afternoon together can become a memory that lasts for years. Lily, do you think families should spend as much time together as possible?
I think quality is more important than quantity.
What do you mean by that?
Spending several hours together isn't always meaningful if everyone is looking at their phones and not talking.
That's a good point. But even 30 minutes of real conversation can help people feel closer.
I completely agree. Listening carefully is often more important than talking for a long time. Another interesting thing is that every family communicates differently. Some families speak loudly and laugh all the time. Others are much quieter, but they still care deeply about each other. My family isn't very emotional with words.
Really?
Yes, we don't often say, "I love you," but we show it through our actions.
That's actually very common in many cultures. For example, my father would repair something in my house without being asked, and that was his way of showing he cared.
Exactly. My mother often prepared extra food and told me to take it home. Parents have a special talent for making sure nobody leaves hungry.
That's definitely true. In my family, we express our feelings with both words and actions.
So you often tell each other how you feel.
Yes, we say thank you, we say we're proud of each other, and we also try to listen carefully when someone has a difficult day.
That creates a very supportive atmosphere.
I think so. Of course, we don't always agree about everything.
No, families don't agree all the time, exactly. Different opinions are completely normal. The important thing is learning how to disagree respectfully.
That's an excellent point. Sometimes people think a happy family never argues, but that's not realistic. Healthy families also have disagreements. The difference is how they solve them. Instead of trying to win every argument, it's often better to understand the other person's point of view.
Listening before reacting can prevent many unnecessary problems. Another useful skill is learning to apologize. Saying "I'm sorry" isn't always easy.
No, but it can make relationships much stronger. It also teaches children that making mistakes is normal and that taking responsibility is part of becoming a mature person. Speaking of children, family roles often change over time.
That's true. Parents take care of children when they are young, then one day those children become adults and start helping their parents. Life moves in circles, doesn't it?
It really does. As people grow older, spending time together often becomes even more meaningful because everyone realizes that time is something we cannot get back.
Exactly, Lily. Let's imagine one of our listeners is meeting someone new in English. Good idea. What simple questions about family could they ask?
They could ask, "Do you have any brothers or sisters?" Or, "Where does your family live?" Another natural question is, "Are you close to your family?"
Someone could also ask, "Who are you most similar to in your family?" That's a fun question because it encourages longer answers. Someone might answer, "I am very similar to my mother because we're both calm and patient." Or they could say, "I'm like my father because we both enjoy fixing things."
They could even say, "Everyone says I have my grandmother's smile." These kinds of answers make conversations much more interesting. They also help people learn more about each other's personalities. Here's another useful expression. "I take after my mother." That means you are similar to your mother in appearance or personality.
Another common expression is "we get along well." It simply means two people have a good relationship. If someone says, "My brother and I get along well," it means they enjoy being together and don't have many serious conflicts.
On the other hand, someone might say, "We didn't always get along when we were children, but we're very close now." That's a very natural sentence because relationships often change as people grow older. Childhood arguments don't always continue into adulthood. In fact, many brothers and sisters become much closer later in life.
Another useful phrase is "we keep in touch." That means people continue communicating even if they don't live near each other. They might call each other every week, send messages, or have regular video chats. Modern technology makes keeping in touch much easier than before. Even a short message saying, "How are you?" can help someone feel remembered. Small acts of kindness often have a bigger impact than we expect.
That's true not only in families, but in every relationship. Before we continue, here's another question for everyone listening. Think about one family memory that always makes you smile. Maybe it happened during a holiday, a birthday, a vacation, or just an ordinary day at home. Don't worry if it seems like a small memory. Sometimes the smallest moments become the happiest ones. And those memories remind us why family can be such an important part of our lives.
Let's keep exploring this topic by talking about family values, different generations, and the lessons we learn from the people who know us best.
As we continue our conversation, let's think about something deeper. Families are not only the people we grow up with, they are also the people who teach us many of our first lessons about life.
That's true. Before we meet teachers, coworkers, or friends, we usually learn our first habits and values at home. We learn simple things like saying please and thank you. We also learn how to share, how to solve problems, and how to care about other people.
Of course, no family is perfect, and nobody grows up in exactly the same situation.
Every family has strengths, and every family has challenges. Some families enjoy spending every weekend together. Others might live far apart, but they still support each other whenever someone needs help. One thing I've noticed is that many people understand their parents better once they become adults.
I completely agree. As children, we often think our parents have all the answers. Then as adults, we realize they were also learning while raising a family. That realization creates more understanding and patience. It reminds us that everyone is doing their best, even if they sometimes make mistakes.
Speaking of mistakes, families often teach us one important lesson: forgiveness. Yes, living with other people means misunderstandings will happen from time to time. Someone might forget an important date or say something without thinking. Those moments can be painful, but they also give us opportunities to become more patient and understanding.
Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting everything. It means choosing to continue the relationship instead of holding on to anger forever. That's an important life skill in every relationship, not only in families. Lily, what lesson do you think you learned from your family that still helps you today?
I think the biggest lesson was responsibility.
How did they teach you that?
They didn't only explain it with words, they showed it through their daily actions.
So you learned by watching them.
Exactly. They worked hard, kept their promises, and tried to help other people whenever they could. Children often learn more from what adults do than from what adults say.
That's very true. One lesson I learned from my family was the importance of kindness.